Harley, I want you to talk how you think you're going to talk and read out the intro.
Do you have two nose piercings?
I do. The guy at the testing station, he was like, that's a big old rock you got there. And he's like, there's two of them. I was like, yeah, buddy.
There's gold in them hills.
This is the Always More podcast.
Hello and hello. It is January 12th, and welcome to the Always More podcast, where we believe there is always more room at the table for honest questions, meaningful conversations, and deeper understanding. Today on the pod, we are talking about Encanto, foul-mouthed crows.
Nice.
Oh, this is a good start. Spider-Man, No Way Home, hot takes, how to save the world, and so much more. But first, I am your host, Tim Lichty, and sitting across from me is my best friend in the whole entire world, Christopher Thomas Ford.
Ooh, ooh.
And then sitting directly next to me is, guys,
In between us.
we're just diving in. We're just starting it off. We're just going to get it out of the way.
Look, if you're not on our TikTok, you don't know what's happening.
Right.
But we decided to try something new, and we'll see how it works out. If it doesn't, she's fired.
You're in a trial period.
I'm noticing things.
Just looking at the soundboard.
Well-
Yeah.
Well, sitting next to me is Harley Bianco.
Woo!
Yes, our new host.
That is me. I am new. Good to be here.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
excited.
remember when I was telling Tim that I really wanted an intern? He went out and tried to replace me with a new host instead.
Yeah.
So now
Well-
we need 3 interns. We each need our own intern.
That's what you get for asking too much.
You know, with Tim, you give him an inch and he goes the extra mile. We just wanted somebody to point the camera where it needs to go and fetch us drinks in the middle of the pod. And now we got this whole new host. And now
you
I've
didn't
got to
even
deal
get
with
that.
change.
Yeah. You didn't even
And
get
I
the
still
intern.
have to go get my own drink.
Oh man.
That's so good.
Well, guys, welcome to season 2
Woo!
of the Always More podcast. I enjoyed season 1. It was a blasty blast, as you like
I
to say.
actually didn't enjoy season 1. I listened to all of them again, and I hated every single one of them.
Really?
Especially the ones with my voice. The only good one was the one where it was you and Jess talking about Disney movies.
That is
But
astounding.
that's probably more on me hating myself than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, we need to talk
Yeah.
about that.
It's the mental illness.
Which is fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Everything's fine.
gosh.
We're okay.
Guys,
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
We're back.
We're
From
back.
the break.
Yes, it was good Christmas break.
It was wild.
Long. Yeah, it feels like, especially in between that Christmas Day and New Year's Day, it always feels like an eternity in there. And it didn't fail this year to feel long again. Then, of course, with the new variant surging through the United States and
yeah.
all the political stuff, it just added on to everything. And
And then the weather.
then the weather.
Don't even get me started on the weather.
Yeah.
It was astounding.
Thank you, global warming.
We're all gonna die.
I mean, we're all going to die in Sylvia Plath, Tibetan monk sort of way. But
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What is that? An inside thing?
it's a quote that I can't tell you where it's from because
Why?
it's a movie that we're not supposed to talk about.
Oh, okay. I still don't know what you're talking about, but is it coming up?
No. It's on your shelf over here.
A movie that you're not supposed to talk about.
What movie am I not supposed to talk about on my shelf?
Or maybe it's not on your shelf. It was on your shelf, I thought. Do you not have it? I'll have to get it for you.
Okay. I'm not going to complain.
Oh, no, you do have it. I see it. Right there. Second shelf, middle section,
This is not.
further to the right. You know, we're going to edit all this
Oh,
out.
I see it. I see it. It starts with an F.
What the
Pink
hell?
letters.
Oh.
You can't talk about it.
Oh, yes.
The only movie you have you can't
Yes.
talk about.
Okay, sorry, I didn't catch that. All right, I got it.
It's the first rule, man.
It is the first rule. That gave it away. Okay. All right, we are moving on, and we have our traditional.
Yes, we do.
And Harley, you're introducing
Yes,
it. This is your
I am.
this is your intro into it. Introduce into our first segment.
Precisely. So this is the segment where we recommend and review things that we have either usually enjoy. I think it'd be interesting if we recommended
I
something
thought
we
about
hated.
doing that a few times.
Yeah.
Things we hate.
Yeah.
This
That
is
would kind of be
my
interesting.
review, not my recommendation. My recommendation is you avoid this.
We will do that in the future. Anyways, so yes, we're going to talk about things, and
What's it called?
it's called Rick and Riv.
Yes.
There's a button. Hit the button.
Is it this button?
Yes.
Ding dong.
All right, Chris, take it away, man.
All right, so for my N Rev, obviously as a Hispanic gentleman of Central American descent, I'm talking about Encanto. Also as somebody with a lot of trauma, family and otherwise. So this movie follows Mirabel, who is the only person in a family of magical people that does not have magic. They all have their own individualized gifts, so they can each do their own thing. Like one of them is super strong, one of them is effortlessly perfect and makes flowers. One of them can talk to animals, all kinds of really cool stuff. Mirabel is the main character who does not have magical powers, and she is constantly trying to make her family proud. This movie tackles a lot of themes of generational trauma, family issues, town secrets and things like that, not talking about certain things.
Or like even in your family, especially
in your family. Yeah, especially if you're Hispanic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if your family is amazing, which mine is, there's still those things that like you can relate to this movie.
Bruno.
Yeah, for sure. There's some things you're just like, all right, that hit too close to home. First time I watched this movie, I cried my eyes out. I was bawling and like sniveling, and it was gross. And Janelle was just like, "Oh, baby, it's okay." Like she's like, she had to comfort me. It was hard.
Yeah.
And then second time I watched it, I cried again. Third time I watched it because I have a daughter, so now we watch these movies on repeat, basically like once or twice a day. Cried. Fourth time.
That is.
I think the fourth time is when I stopped crying, but I was still just like,
Emotion. Yeah, it hit still.
Like I'm still listening to this music in my car, like as I'm driving to work, and I'll pull up to a house, and if a song from Encanto is on, I'll drive around the block and come back because like I can't do my job in all of my emotions.
Sir, are you okay? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's exactly
I'll buy
what it
whatever you got selling.
Oh, it's kind of, you can use it
It's
to
a new
apply.
tactic.
You like
No.
protect your house or it'll start cracking.
Yeah, there you go.
Like-
Vivint will let you know if your house is cracking and if your family's losing their magic. No, but it took on a lot of really cool, stuff, and I really appreciated the movie itself. Music was great, animation was cool. Obviously, it's a Disney movie, so top tier.
Yes.
And
Lin-Manuel, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote, if not all of the music, most of it.
Right.
So it was really cool. I wish he had been in it, but it is what
we
it is.
can't get what we want all the time.
And the movie will tell you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. All right, moving on.
Very good. Okay, so my thing is, and this is kind of a collective thing, but we wanted to keep it a little bit different, but I'm basic. So
Yeah.
I am doing, obviously, Spider-Man No Way
Right.
Home. Oh my goodness. I
Now,
think
we have to do this without spoilers, or we have to say.
are we still
spoiler
in
alert.
the period of
It's been-
spoiling?
No, by the release of this episode, it's been at least 3-4 weeks. So I think we can, we'll let you. Spoilers,
Okay, yeah.
everyone.
Spoilers.
For the next 5
Spider-Man,
minutes.
No Way
Probably
Home.
spoilers.
We'll put a little time thing in there so you can skip if you don't want to. Tim
Yeah,
will put a little time
yeah,
thing
yeah,
in there.
yeah.
I
Got
say
it.
we. I won't.
No, Tim does all of the fancy stuff. But basically, we all collectively saw it together, actually.
yeah.
So that was an experience in and of itself.
It was fun.
It was awesome.
Had a blasty blast.
I sobbed like a little baby. Oh my.
God. Yes.
At which moment?
All of them.
Aunt
All of the
May.
moments.
Are you kidding me?
I actually didn't sob there. I sobbed at the moment when he's being embraced by MJ and he's around his and Ned, and then when the other Spider-Men are there and they're talking about their uncles. Like for me, that hit differently for whatever reason.
Yeah, so all of that, and also the part where Andrew Garfield caught.
Yes. MJ.
Yes.
Oh man, that part got like you could see the healing on his face,
Yeah, I
and
know.
she was confused, but she was there for him, and he was just like, "I finally did it." I know, but he still felt the guilt.
So I'm going to say something, and you can hate me for it. I did not watch the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies. I didn't. I'm sorry. But I watched the Toby ones.
Why would you not tell us that?
Anyways,
Well, that changes everything.
so I saw this scene, and I'm like,
We're gonna
wow.
get a new third host.
So I saw this scene, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. He's saving her. But everybody around me is like sobbing their eyes out. And I'm like, I understand this is really powerful, but that's crazy.
So now though.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
He absolutely did not catch his last girlfriend.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah.
She died. So,
I mean,
Horribly.
he caught her.
yeah.
He
And then,
caught her, just too late. Like the physics, either her neck would have snapped or she hit the ground.
Yeah, either way.
But he caught her so that it snapped and she hit the ground. So like,
just real bad.
yeah, she's
Real not
there's
good.
no recovery.
no.
Like
no,
she could have Christopher Reeves'd it, but
no.
no.
I am glad about this movie how it, even though we knew a lot of the surprises that were coming, it still delivered. It still
Yes.
felt amazing.
And it gave us everything we wanted for this
yes,
movie. Like
Matt
we,
Murdock.
We got Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox back as
Yes.
Daredevil. We got the
Yes.
finger pointing scene from
Yes.
the memes. Oh
Yes.
man, it had all three Spider-Man.
We should totally recreate that.
We should.
Wait, it doesn't make any sense.
Do it now. Do it now. All right.
Okay,
Cool.
we did.
Another great scene is the one where he's like, what did he say? He said, does it hurt when Toby got stabbed? And then he was like,
You're in massive pain, huh? Oh yeah.
yeah.
And they're just,
And they're
standing
just
there waving.
watching. Oh, magical.
That was such a
Oh,
great
man.
movie.
At
So if
any
you haven't
moment-
seen that one,
yeah.
go see that one.
Yeah.
I was prepared for Miles to come out at any
Oh,
moment.
I
but
was
it didn't.
so hoping
And-
for
but
it.
then the
They
scene-
referenced him.
Yes.
They referenced him.
The
Yeah.
scene.
Said Spider-Man's got to be black in some universe.
Well, isn't his uncle in
In No Way
Homecoming?
Home?
No,
Sorry, in
The
it's
first one.
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah, first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Donald Glover.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So he's in the universe, or somewhat, at least, kind of in the
The
universe.
people to make him there are there.
Right.
Miles himself is there, but I don't know if he's going to be Spider-Man in that universe.
Right, right.
Because in Miles' universe, Spider-Man died.
What a that would be a fantastic way to end this new trilogy with Tom Holland.
They should have put
Whoa.
it in like an end credit scene, like he just dies.
There you go.
No.
No more Spider-Man. I mean, he comes back,
Sort of.
kinda, right?
I don't know.
Spider-Man always comes back.
Always.
All right. Okay, so for the last one, I watched a documentary. I'm changing things up here a little bit.
Nice.
Have any of you guys watched Blackfish?
Nope.
The
No
one
idea
about
what
the
that
dolphins?
is.
Not the dolphins. The
Well,
killer whales.
Yeah, the
I
killer
mean,
whales.
They're basically dolphins.
No.
Whoa. They're definitely not.
They're basically dolphins.
If that's the
Whales
case-
and dolphins are the same thing.
Killer whales, especially.
They're mammals that live in the water all the time, and they never get
They're
old.
very physically like different entities, though.
Sad fact about whales and dolphins: they never get old.
What do
Why
you
is
mean?
that
They,
sad?
I mean, they don't die of old age.
They just die.
They drown, or they get eaten. Those are
What do
the
you mean
only
they
two
drown?
options. They get too weak to swim up to the surface.
So they do get old.
But that's
I mean,
the same
they get
thing with
old,
sharks.
but they don't die of old
Oh, I
age.
see what you're
They
saying.
drown.
Gotcha.
Sharks do that too.
Yeah,
The ocean freaks me out. Continue your.
it's monster soup.
So this movie is called Seaspiracy. It's on Netflix, and it's essentially a look at how basically how horrible us as humans are still regarding fishing. Essentially, what this film shows is just how the industrial part of fishing has really just ruined the environment and how that can also affect us. So long story short, if you take out the fish population, you take out all these other parts of it because because you no longer have a food source for the predators, the sharks, the dolphins, all those things.
Right.
But also all the dead material, whether the sharks poop out the fish or all the fishes poop or just their natural decay, all that stuff falls down to the ocean floor to help produce things for like the what was it? Not barnacle. Well, I mean, I guess
Coral?
those two, coral, all those things, and all those things help feed the plankton, which gives us
Bioluminescent algae.
all those things. Basically, if we take out the fish, we're kind of screwed because most of our oxygen comes from the ocean,
Right.
and so
Whoa.
Yeah, like 70%.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, a huge amount. And
Yeah,
so
it's like 70% of oxygen comes from plankton and algae.
right,
I think like 30% of the oxygen produced on land comes from the rainforest, and we're just like, yeah, we need paper though.
yeah,
Right.
So we're killing ourselves.
And we're also like,
Can't wait.
Speaking of rainforest, they were showing a comparison about how like yes, killing the rainforest is horrible, but what we're doing to the ocean floor is even worse.
way worse.
It's like ginormously. I can't remember the actual stat, but it's ginormously bigger impact on our environment. And
There's like
so-
a whole continent
Dang.
made specifically out of trash
yeah.
in
Yeah.
the ocean.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
So yeah, that was I do recommend it because at least even if you believe half of the science in this documentary, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe I should eat a little bit less fish. It's really good. So
Me as I was just eating sushi. That's crazy.
Actually,
Harley.
I plan on eating more fish, but like sustainably.
when they talk about
Because
that,
that's how
they
like
talk about
native
that.
populations live.
Yeah, that's like my family in Rotan. That's how they eat all the time. It's like mostly fish and pork because that's what's available
Right.
there. But there's also like beef and chicken and all that stuff. But
But they don't
Mostly
do it
fish.
in like mass quantities to
No,
where it's like
Right.
they get what they need
commercialized.
and enough to run their family-owned restaurants.
And they touch on that in the documentary. They talk about how the industry of fishing is basically hurting small communities because they take out this huge population of fish that leaves nothing for the native people. And so, yeah, it's a really good documentary, very insightful.
I feel like it
and
would give me a
very depressing.
yeah existential crisis.
Well, that was our Wreck and Rev, and now it is time for a brand new segment with
Woot
a
woot.
brand new host. It is time for Harley's Hot Takes.
Ooh, okay. I don't have a button, right?
No,
Not yet. We're working on it.
We'll get there.
There,
We
it,
were-
it
we
will
were trying
probably
to pick
be
one.
there when the people listen to it, but I don't have the button.
I just
on
want it
there.
to be like, you know, like a DJ sound. Yeah, like something ridiculous. Okay, so my hot take for this episode, it's a little something.
Just do it. Pull the band-aid.
Okay, so many people have been saying if you get the vaccine, that like Floyd, or even like, you know, get COVID or whatever, get the vaccine for COVID. Wow, my brain short circuited. That you're trusting your government. So I was like thinking about it, and I was like, well, why is it like a bad thing to trust your government, especially if you voted them into office? Let's talk about that. But then, like, when did it become so bad to trust your government? And then I look at history and I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But I guess the biggest thing is like, at what point when it's like everybody knows that you can't trust your government, like what point do you need to start reforming?
Yes.
Like,
That's a
when do we
very-
need to just take it down, revolution type stuff, and start all over? Because
1979.
1979?
Yeah, you ask when that became such an issue. It was 1979. Pink Floyd released The Wall. And I know you're not old enough for that.
Oh, that's like-
I'm barely old enough
I thought
to
you
know
were
that.
referencing Reagan for a second.
I was thinking of
Well-
Nixon with Watergate.
Oh,
So
that was
we were-
74?
Yeah, so we're all like,
We
you know, in the
don't
same.
need no education.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah, it's The Wall. You should know that
I'm
song.
sorry. Whoa, buddy.
See, this is the problem when you hire
I don't know
Gen
that song.
Z.
I mean, I might
I'm
know
a
it, but I don't know
zillennial.
it.
Goober.
It's all the same.
Oh, yeah, true. I guess.
You're
Wait,
all
what,
Gen
what
Z.
what year is that?
79.
Man, it sounds like... Didn't we
Why do
talk
you
about
know
an
that?
episode about some of the
Yeah,
greatest
where
music?
you said that all the greatest music came from 1979, and now you don't even know one of the greatest songs out of.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you. for it.
Is that
Basically, the song lyrics go, "Mama, should I trust the government?"
yeah.
And the answer was no.
No. So, yeah, that's my hot take. Why should you not trust your government? When did it become a problem to trust your government? And at what point do we need to start reform when it comes to not being able to trust your government?
That's good.
Because that's tomfoolery.
It is.
We can't live like this. But yeah.
Good
that's-
take. I
thank
like
you.
that. Very nice.
Thank
very,
you.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Very nice.
that is a take I haven't heard previously. So, indeed,
Yeah.
I like
Try my best.
Chris,
I like
ready for this next segment?
I'm always ready.
All
But
right,
let's
it
see
is-
if Harley can do the timing on this one.
I probably can't. Do I
What
press
did
it?
I miss? Hey, she did it. Good
This
job.
is why I should be in Hamilton, actually.
You should be the sound person
Yeah.
for Hamilton.
I'd be like,
Do it.
even though there's like a whole orchestra.
Yes.
Anyways,
Be
okay.
a composer.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right, so this is this is a part
buddy.
of the show where we like to present to you some news that you probably didn't hear about. Starting with my man Tim.
What is your take on birds, like in general?
Oh, they don't exist.
Don't like them.
All right, well, there you go.
Hold on, I think it's right here. Is this the right sticker?
Yeah, that's it.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Like a whole clothing brand dedicated to that.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler's really into it.
Okay, well, what about talking birds? Like parrots and...
They freak me out
They're
bad.
even less real.
Like, that makes no sense to me. How can you just mimic what I'm saying? But they have no concept of what they're saying.
They're just mimicking sounds.
Precisely. But
Yeah.
how can you... What in
Children do
your
it.
body?
Yeah.
But they have the ability to speak like we do. Birds.
Eventually.
Birds. What in your body gives you the ability to make our same sound?
Gizzards.
Hank Green, we need your help. If you're hearing us, Hank Green, we need
Hank.
your help.
I feel like we
Please.
ask Hank Green a question every episode, and he has yet to respond to us.
This is
It's probably
I was
because
gonna
we
say
don't
a
post
word.
these questions on any of his social media. We're just like, maybe one day he'll see it.
Maybe
We'll
one
take
day
it
he'll
to
listen to our
TikTok.
podcast.
we'll take it. to
That would be
TikTok.
like my greatest.
I know.
If Hank Green
That would be
listened to my
that is the
podcast.
goal here, is to get Hank Green to listen. Once
We don't care about the rest of you.
Anybody who's listening to
Look.
this and knows Hank Green, if you don't share this with him, We have beef.
For sure.
Okay,
For sure.
So talking birds. Well, at the Allendale Elementary School in Oregon, there was a talking bird that started showing up in a class and became basically the new mascot of this elementary school.
Right.
So here's how it happened. One day, this crow, which apparently like parrots, they can actually talk and mimic sounds, it shows up at the school and starts looking inside the windows and starts like pecking at the doors. And eventually, it finds its way into the 5th grade classroom where it helps itself to, quote, some snacks. So stealing some kids' foods, basically.
Wow.
And
Right.
Naomi Imel, an education assistant at Allendale, said the bird wasn't aggressive and loved the kids. It would land on some of their heads. It could say things like, "What's up?" and "I'm fine." And apparently, it knew a lot of swear words. So it was teaching the kids, well, at least reinforcing a lot of negative curse words.
Nice. Good job,
Sounds
bird.
about right.
And so eventually what would happen is the birds would also play with the kids, and it would like chase the kids around, teaching them swear words in the process. And eventually it was discovered that the bird was actually a free bird, like it was, just a natural bird, but it was rescued a few years ago as a chick and raised on a farm not too far away from the school, which explains how it knew some of the words. And and the bird's name was Cosmo.
Where's his Wanda?
Oh.
There needs to be a Wanda. It probably saw a pink eraser and was like, Wanda, I found you.
He thought.
Yeah.
He thought and was sorely disappointed.
I'm like thinking about that and I'm like, would I enjoy that? Or would I be very terrified of this
I would love
bird?
it. My wife would hate it, but I would love it.
I mean, the only thing I could think of the entire time is the Raven.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a movie?
Oh.
Oh, wait, I've heard of that movie. I haven't watched it. Though.
No. Well, I mean, it is a movie, but that's not what he's referencing.
You're talking about the
Edgar Allan Poe poem, yes.
I don't think I've ever read that, actually. Which is...
While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping on my chamber door. "'Tis
Wow.
some midnight visitor," I muttered. "Only this and nothing more."
That was impressive.
Yeah. So for mine, my What Did I Miss segment, 3 dead and hundreds injured after storms roused scorpions in Egypt.
That is...
Nice. You got some mummy stuff
terrifying.
going on?
Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Oh.
And immediately that's what I thought. I was like, somebody awakened a mummy. Some white person.
The Roaring Twenties are they're just keeping it going.
They're going to make sure that we understand exactly what's going on there. So there's been like a lot of crazy rain, dust storms, and even snow in the southern city of Aswan in Egypt. Last week, it drove out like a ton of scorpions as well as like snakes and spiders and all the creepy crawly things that you don't want around your house. 3 people have died from scorpion stings and 450 people have been injured by the stings thus far.
Wow.
So injured people are being
Thus
treated with
far?
antivenom in hospitals and medical centers that are more remote areas. They called doctors in from vacation, bro.
Jeez.
Like, it's that bad. They're like, "Hey, I know like you're chilling in the Mediterranean doing whatever it is you do as a Egyptian doctor on vacation, but
That is such a random but yet specific thing of yours.
it is what it is." So definitely want to make sure that you guys get back and take care of some of these patients. There's just been a whole lot of them. But like in the meantime, residents are being asked to stay inside their homes. There's also limited traffic for a time, closing local highways to prevent accidents due to limited mobility in the rain, the outlet reports.
Wow.
Are you
So-
kidding me?
No, basically what happened, storms scared scorpions. Scorpions stung people. Some people died. Others just got hurt. And due to all of the crazy weather and the fact that scorpions are storming the city, basically people are like, all right, let's just not go down this street anymore.
Yeah, valid.
And let's not go down that street anymore.
So what I'm hearing is scorpions are like they're basically like the new gangs of Egypt here, and they're going to start taking parts of it. And
roving gangs of wild
Yes.
scorpions have taken to the streets.
My thing is, I can't blame them. I can't blame the scorpions for reacting like that because I too would be aggressively scared in a storm such as that and just start stinging people. If I was a scorpion, I'm just saying.
That's all you got as a scorpion, really.
That's
Just your
all you
stinger,
got.
And you got tiny pinchers, but they don't do much.
no.
No, I mean you can pinch and sting. That's the whole premise. But other than that, like you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn you, global warming. This is all your fault. Technically, it's our fault. So even then, you can't blame them for reacting like that towards us.
It really
What
all
you're
comes back
saying
to
is
us.
really
does.
those
It does.
400 people should have also died.
Ooh, I'm not going to go
Oh.
that far. That's a hot take that I'm not willing to address today.
Fair enough. I thought that's what you were saying. I wasn't going to agree with you. I just thought that's what you
How
were saying.
dare you insert that opinion on me?
All right, what do you got for yours, Harley?
Okay, so
me
mine
more.
is actually really okay. I'm not saying y'all's isn't cool, but like I think mine's pretty cool.
All right, what you got?
So there's a 6th grader in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's the best one yet.
Yes. Can you?
Some random 6th grader in Oklahoma.
He's not
He's
random.
there. He's there. That's it. That's the whole story. End of segment.
This is what it's like being a woman in a male-dominated society.
Ooh,
You have to laugh at our
she's not-
stupid stuff.
She's not wrong.
Okay, I think his name is pronounced Davion.
Okay.
Davion Johnson. He saved a classmate from choking using the Heimlich maneuver, and then an older woman from a house fire, all in the same day.
We got ourselves a new superhero on the block.
Literally.
We got a Superman, little 6th grader Superman.
Yes. So basically,
It's
this
one state south.
South.
Yeah, because he's in Oklahoma.
Oh, Kansas.
Kansas is where Superman's from.
Yeah, smart.
Oh, I didn't know Superman was from Kansas.
Smallville, Kansas.
Oh,
specifically.
you're right. I lied. I knew that. Okay, can I finish my?
Please do.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for interrupting.
So basically, there was a student who was trying to open his water bottle using like the cap with his mouth, and so he choked on it.
Sounds
and
like a 6th grade move.
yeah. And so then he like stumbles into the nearest classroom, and that's where Davion is. And so he immediately goes and does like the Heimlich maneuver. And then apparently all of the other students were like, it was cool. We saw the bottle cap like fly out of his mouth. And I was like, that sounds about 6th grade. That's pretty cool. But then later that day, I guess he was going
That's
home.
same day.
Same day. He's going home from school, and there's a house on fire, and the old woman, she's like on her porch with her little walker, and he literally was like, oh, she's not going fast enough. She's going to die. And was like, I'm going to take the initiative and get her off her porch and to her truck. And so he did that, and she lived. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Do you
Crazy.
think he would have stopped if he didn't already save a life that day? If he would have stopped for that old lady?
Wait, this was the same day?
The same day.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize that. I didn't hear that. Same day.
Yeah.
Okay, now this sounds a little fishy now. Now that's the same day.
You think it was planned?
I feel like it's like the
You're
Incredible
telling
kind
me
of a
they
move.
set a house on fire and they're like, Davion's coming. We have to prepare.
No, I think what happened is like he saved that kid, and obviously, that was a heroic moment for
Right.
him.
He got a
and
little
then he saw
pride
the
in
fire,
him.
and he was like, I got this. Like rolled up his sleeves and was like, let me go save this old lady's life too.
Bro,
And then after that, he was like,
yeah.
is there a train about to derail? I'll just put it back on the tracks. Like, I'm glad he didn't see a train
Right.
that
Oh.
same day. Like, that probably would not have
Little
ended
blind
as well.
thing.
No. Oh, jeez. But yeah, so
Oh, very nice.
little Davion
That's
Johnson,
awesome.
and he got recognized as an honorary member of the sheriff's office and the police department in the town in which he's from in Oklahoma.
Very cool.
Do you think he can use that to his advantage?
I hope so.
Like,
Muskogee.
he gets pulled over when he's driving, when he's old enough, and he's like, look, guys,
I'm an
I'm an
honorary
honorary member of the
He like
sheriff's
puts
department.
it in his glove compartment, his little certificates.
It's like Dwight Schrute.
Little
He's got a
plastic
little
badge.
I hope he will.
I can imagine like later in the future he's got a problem of trying to be like a vigilante, like trying to save like random things around town, and people have complained to them.
Batman.
Oh,
That's going to be great. All right.
well, that was it. That was our first half segment
Yeah.
for today.
We got a lot of time on that one.
That's all right.
Like,
Well, that's we're changing things
We're
up.
probably going to have to delete a lot of the mid segment where you
Oh yeah,
walked away.
where you left.
Yeah,
It's
my-
good content though.
We did ASMR. I learned what ASMR is.
My daughter is potty training, and so I heard 3 knocks on the door, and she had to poop. So we had to.
Yeah,
I had to take
you
care
had
of
to
that.
take care of that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
I also
enough.
have to stop whatever I'm doing if I have to poop. So
and apparently take out like a really long pause. Like whatever we're doing as a group, like it pauses for about 30 minutes to an hour at least.
yeah,
He has to mentally recover from it. And I
physically
respect
too.
I respect him for that.
Thank you, Harley.
You're welcome.
Somebody respects my poop time.
All right, Harley, what's up next? What are we doing?
We are now moving into a break. So, I click this.
Hey.
Peace out, guys.
We'll be right back. All right, right, everybody. Welcome back.
We're back.
We are back. Backity back.
Backity back. Don't talk back.
Yes. And today, our main segment is about Harley saving the world.
Woo! Hopefully.
Which is really funny to me because anytime I pooped in high school, I would text somebody, usually you, that I was saving the world.
Saving the world. That's right.
I don't get the joke.
It was just to let Tim know that I was pooping.
Yeah.
We went to different
Why
high
did you
schools.
call it saving the world?
It's easier than saying pooping. It's not
I
easier.
know, it's not.
Well, it's kind of like, why do conservatives say, let's go, Brandon?
Ooh.
Like, we know what it means. And nobody cares.
Oh my gosh.
We're
All right.
going in for it today.
We sure are. On that note, we're gonna divide this main segment up into two parts. First, we're getting to know Harley a little bit.
Woo!
Hi, Harley.
Play a little game called This or That.
Hi, Camilo.
So, are you ready for this?
I'm not.
Okay, good. Chris, you go first.
All right, cool. So this or that. Vampires or zombies?
Mm-hmm.
And you take these however you want. Would you rather be killed by one, or do you prefer one? If you had to date one, which one would it be?
Create a rom-com with one.
Are you scared of one over the other?
I think I'm
Who
more.
would win in a fight? Like,
Who would win in
Yeah.
a fight? I think oh boy. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Vampires, scary, but I think they have the ability to be calm. They have potential for growth. Okay, if they ignore all their past thousands of years of trauma. Zombies, however,
Well, we put it like
I
that.
mean, that's what I'm doing.
right, right. So, but zombies, I would die in a zombie apocalypse. I just would. I don't care to save myself enough.
But if the vampires choose to revolt, I mean, then that's game over, right?
Then I guess we're vampires.
Have you seen Blade?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Werewolves. I'm just kidding. Team Jacob also sucks. I'm gonna pick zombies. I think I'm more familiar with the subject.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Comedian in a serious film or serious actor in a comedy?
Oh, whoa. That's a good question. Comedian in a serious film.
Yeah, they usually. Yeah, if you can
Eternal
find.
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
If you can find a really good comedian, there's chances are they can be a really good serious actor.
Oh, yeah.
However, it's not always reversed the other
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
A lot of serious actors cannot do comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Chris, what's up?
You got an example?
Leo DiCaprio.
Oof.
You can't do comedy.
Yeah.
Don't Look Up. It was an okay film, but he's a good actor. He's a phenomenal
He's a
actor.
great actor.
Just doesn't.
Oscar-winning actor.
Yeah.
Now.
But
took a while, but he got it. But no, he can't do comedy. Even like
No.
funny scenes, he doesn't handle super well.
No.
Right.
Fair enough. All right.
Nice.
Would you rather keep your eyesight or your hearing?
Oh, I would rather keep my eyesight.
Do tell.
I already can see. However, my hearing is depleting as we speak. So I think I'm just preparing
So
for
you're
the
already used
inevitable.
to it.
Yeah.
You speak ASL too, right?
Yeah. I know some sign language. So regardless, I think I could survive.
Yeah.
However, I just would miss music. That's a big, but you can feel the vibrations. So I think I'd function well. But if I can't see, I'm going to walk into oncoming traffic purposely. Who knows? But it will happen. Like,
Wow, that got dark.
yeah, it just,
Because
no.
you're blind. Get it? It got dark.
Oh.
That poor taste.
Yeah.
Let's delete that.
Jinkies.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, let's
Let's delete
one.
that.
All right, let's move on because that's too dark.
Yeah.
Disney Plus or Netflix?
Disney Plus.
Nice.
No hesitation.
Not
I like
at
it.
all.
Nice.
I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just,
same.
it's so.
Like when Netflix
good.
first started, it was like spectacular, and then it just kind of like,
And now they have like originals, which some of them aren't bad. I just feel like it's not necessary. Like you're supposed to just be a streaming thing for other things. Why did you have to?
The Harder They Fall was good.
What is that?
It's a Western about the real cowboys that were black and not white because it's been whitewashed by Hollywood.
Ooh.
It was really good.
Dang. I still pick Disney Plus.
Okay.
Disney Plus does stuff like that too.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Calling or texting. And as a Gen Z Zennial person, I feel like I know the answer to this right off the bat.
Texting.
There
for
it
sure.
is. There
Or
it
don't
is.
refer to me at all. Please do not contact my phone ever.
Red wine or white wine?
I like sweet wine, and mostly white wines are sweeter.
There you go.
Get
Yeah.
a good Riesling going on.
Yeah, I have some at home, actually. But then I also have this blackberry wine at home. It's pretty good. So give me
know,
all of it. I'm a wino.
Jeff and Raven got Janelle and I a blackberry wine, I believe.
Is it from Georgetown?
Don't ask me. I have no idea where it came from. But it was amazing. It was delicious. We had it with duck.
Oh,
Yeah. Raven made duck. It was delicious. Thanks, Raven.
this guy.
Following all that.
All right. Would you rather go to the zoo or an aquarium?
Okay, so for a very long time, I would always make the argument that I hate SeaWorld and that I hate zoos. I like animal reserves
Yes.
where they like
Ooh.
save the thing.
There's one in Austin.
Yes.
It's cool.
But if I had to pick one or the other, I think I'd rather.
Yeah, assume
My moral rights are arguing.
Assume that all the animals are rescued.
Oh, an aquarium.
Okay.
Oh, but no. Can it be like a 2-for-1 deal?
No.
Like they're next door?
You're either going to a zoo with no fish or an aquarium with only fish.
That's true. Like, you ever go to an aquarium these days, like, they got lizards. It's like, wait a second.
Yeah. Why not
not
just
right.
make them all zoos?
Yes. Okay, then I pick a zoo because I fail to remember that the deep ocean scares me real bad.
You and
Until
Chris.
she gets to the zoo.
And then I see a bird. Yeah, maybe not either. I just don't want to go.
I'm not going to go at all.
No,
Neither.
thanks.
All right, last one. Night out or night in?
Night out.
Nice.
I'm a party animal.
Which is weird because you also don't want people to call or text your phone.
Exactly.
So you just happen to know where the parties are.
Yeah.
She just happens upon them. Oh, there was a movie or a show or something like that where like the party would always have like a little white rabbit thing, and you just like when you see the white rabbit, you're like, all right, now there's a party going on.
Yeah.
I don't remember what movie or show it was, and I know it did not end well for the people that went to it.
Wait, a white rabbit? Wasn't that Matrix?
Maybe.
Isn't that the tattoo that the girl has?
Well, yeah, but I think it was inspired by that.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter. I'll
Doesn't
figure it
matter.
out later, and I'm not going to remember to tell you guys. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, we are moving along because we are talking about how Harley's going to save the world.
Yeah.
This was actually her suggestion and her idea, which is really good because our last episode was a recap of 2021, but we didn't really talk about like mainline segments
I
or
already told
mainline
you
things.
we were going to pick 2 things to keep from 2021, and that was going to be it, and we forget the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Block it all out because it was dramatic.
So what we're doing today is we're talking about some horrible things and some good things, how we can fix 2022 and how we can make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Sort
Okay.
of.
So we're first going to talk about 2 big mistakes that we believe happened in 2021. Let's start off with Harley. What do you think were some of the greatest mess ups in 2021?
So for me personally, I think it was removing the mask mandate because then people started getting all willy-nilly, and now we have 2 new variants. Well, we had Delta, and now we have
Omicron.
Omicron.
Yeah.
So that's real good. And I feel like if we would have kept some sort of mandate of some sort, that would probably have not happened. Maybe.
Or it would have pushed out the timeline at least.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know all the science, so I'm not going to get into it, but that's my opinion on that. And then another thing
Yeah.
was the Texas freeze with the Texas power grid
I cannot
failure.
believe I didn't even think of this. Like,
I
yeah.
didn't remember it until I looked up online.
I literally completely forgot that it happened.
I think it just feels so long ago. That's why.
And
2021 was a long decade, man.
no, serious. But literally, I forgot that even happened, and I think it was just so bad for everyone.
Yeah.
In
Like-
Texas.
Hell froze over, and by hell I mean Texas.
Right.
There's also a town in Texas called Hell that literally froze over.
That's hilarious.
Like, that was just such a bad time. And then our governor was like, "Oh, I'm going to Mexico."
No, that was
Sir.
our senator.
Senator
I thought it was.
Ted Cruz. Senator.
Oh, he's a senator.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Greg Abbott's the governor, and
I
he
mean, he's
lost
just
his
as
he's-
bad, but he didn't leave.
Maybe worse.
Oh, I was about to
I
say
wish he
something
would have
really
left and never came back.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're getting political.
I'm not a fan of the people in power. Like
anyone.
any of them,
Any
All
of them.
of them.
except for
rid of
Bernie
'em.
Sanders.
Oh, Bernie.
I wish he would have.
Reform. Okay.
Speaking of things that feel like they were like forever ago, the mittens. Bernie mittens. That was a
was
year
Oh,
ago.
at the inauguration?
Yeah.
I have that on a mug.
That's so crazy.
The man, the myth, the mittens.
That
I have it on a mug.
That feels like it was 5 years ago. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Crazy.
That's freaky.
All right. Speaking of political hot topics, January 6th. That's one of my biggest mess ups of 2021.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't put that one is because you had already put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just look. It is what it is. It's an insurrection. People stormed a federal building. It doesn't matter who is. Well, I mean, it does matter. But people did it. It happened. If you feel like it wasn't your people, then why stop the investigation? That's all I'm saying. So let's move on with that. January 6th, can we all agree? Horrible thing?
Yeah, it was not ideal.
Okay. If anything, it showed people's true colors.
Ooh.
And then my second thing is Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Do you think that was as bad as January 6th?
I didn't say as bad. But I didn't care
But it
for
was a mistake
I
of
mean, truthfully,
2021.
no, like we had talked about it. I think maybe the last episode we had mentioned it a little bit. I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, it's
It's
I
been
haven't
like,
watched
hard to
it.
watch.
It's been like 2 months since
Yeah.
I started it.
I feel like the only reason why I even sort of liked it was because of the post credit scene with Tom Hardy.
Yeah, that's like basically all you needed. Like I saw the first 5-10 minutes of the movie and then the post credit scene.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's it for me. How about you, Chris?
Yes. So my issues with this year were swearing in Joe Biden.
Yeah.
What is that me or that TikTok I sent you where it's like people on the right, like they're like, let's go Brandon, and people
It's
are
like,
like,
why not just say it? Like
Yeah.
I'm on the left. I'll say it.
yeah.
Look, man, I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. Joe Biden is not it.
Yeah.
He should not have been voted president. I understand it was him or Trump, and I voted for Biden because it was him or Trump.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I am not a Joe Biden fan.
Yeah.
I do not stand Joe Biden.
I don't think we should stand any political figure
Oh,
ever.
no,
That's a
I
good point.
completely agree, except for Bernie Sanders. But and only because he's proven himself to be an amazing human being.
To
Yeah,
be worthy.
yeah.
He's
Like, he may not-
worthy.
I may not agree with everything he says politically, but he's an amazing human
He's
being.
got some character, yeah.
He has some strong character.
That's how I
Because
felt
he's a
about McCain.
socialist.
Like I didn't care about him as
I didn't know enough about McCain.
yeah. That's how I felt about him.
I was
Like,
too young.
I could just tell his character. Like I may not agree with all of his like ideologies and stuff, but I always knew he was a good character. And like even when he was on the campaign trail against Obama, just the way he spoke about Obama and how he defended him, even on the campaign
I
trail.
remember there
Crazy
were
how
like,
things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was yeah, we'll skip past that anyway. Yeah, so swearing in Biden I think was a mistake. It should have been somebody else. Not Trump, for sure not Trump, but
We
like
gotta vote
almost
better.
anybody else.
Yeah.
Almost anybody else. When did we become a country that votes for the lesser of two evils all the time? That's my thing. Like you're not voting for who you want anymore. You're voting against the other guy.
When did John Adams become president? 1790 something, 96, something like that.
Probably.
17.
17, yeah.
17.
1781. Oh,
81?
It's 81.
81.
General
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anyway, the other thing that I thought was awful was the loss of our queen,
Yes.
our goddess, really,
Yes.
Betty White.
Oh,
Literally the last
the
day.
last day. I
The
remember.
last day of this godforsaken year.
Yep.
Betty White, we lost her.
Have you seen all the posts where people have said that she lived through 24 leap years?
Yes, no, I
That's
completely agree.
incredible.
Yeah.
I
So they're
reposted
like,
one of those.
No,
yeah.
she lived
She
to
is
100.
100 years old. I don't care what anybody says. She earned it.
She did.
She earned it.
That is just absolutely bonkers to me.
It
Yeah.
does worry me a little bit because I think Betty White can see the future. And she was just like,
I'm out.
Oh, don't say
gone.
that. But then why would she willingly live through all of this?
Because we needed her.
we needed her, and she knew that.
We needed her when times were tough.
She knew that.
She's prepared us for the way on, but she didn't want to deal with it.
One day, my child, I will no longer be with you. Take these lessons and grow.
Oh man.
So, those are my things.
All right.
Nice.
Well, look, we're gonna change things up and try to speak positively because we want to have some hope. I mean, this is the Always More podcast. We want to bring some hope into
Right,
the
right,
world.
New
right.
perspectives, you know.
So I got this idea from another podcast called the Total Soccer Show, and basically what they did is, and what we're doing today is, we have a resolution for ourselves for 2022, but also resolutions for other people or companies or entities or whatever. And so how we can fix 2022 for ourselves and for others.
Yeah.
So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do this round table. We'll just take turns. I'm going to start with mine. For me personally, I want to read 10 books this year. I think I read 6, which is a lot better than the year prior, but I want to try to get at least 10 in. And then hopefully the year next will be once a month. But that's my goal. So
Ooh.
10 books for this year. That's my goal.
I like
Very
that.
cool. Very cool. Like it.
Chris, you?
Yeah, so mine, obviously, is to prepare better for this podcast. That is my
Literally,
resolution.
literally
resolution.
as I was finishing up setting up the board, we were talking about the notes and everything, and Chris like, oh hey, I can put something here, and like, oh, you didn't put anything in for the main segment. You're putting in your resolution. That's what you were doing.
Hey, man. All right.
Hey, man, say, man. Relax.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
already said I would do better. Okay.
I know. Sorry. But to be fair, the stuff that you come up with is great. Like even if it's last minute.
It's always last minute because that's my best work.
That's true.
You
So I'm
function
not
on
that
stress.
mad. I'm a little mad, but I'm not that mad.
Yeah. I always get the job done,
You do.
even
Harley.
if I procrastinate till literally while we're recording.
Me with most school things. So mine is to manage my mental health better and to recognize when it's getting bad and take action. Because there's a lot of times where I was like, oh,
Preach.
I'm slipping off the deep end. And then I was like, that's it. We're just going to let it happen. And then everybody around me was like, Harley,
Are you okay?
hey, buddy. And so we're...
My wife.
Yeah. So we're going to try and not let that happen this year.
Good.
And, yeah, fix things before it gets bad.
Do you have a therapist?
I have a school therapist, but I will need one when I graduate. So
Yeah.
I'm going to have to figure that out.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on. All right, so these are resolutions I have for other people, entities, things, or whatever. And my first one is for Warner Brothers. I'm done. I'm just done with how they're treating the DCEU, how they view Zack Snyder. I'm done because Henry Cavill wants to be Superman again, but Warner Brothers, for whatever reason, is like the old white people of the entertainment industry, and they don't want to put Zack Snyder behind the realms
They
again.
are literally the old white people of the entertainment industry.
And I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Which is mostly old white people, so that's saying something.
I'm just done. I'm just done. I want them to fix everything, get their act together, make another Superman movie, get Zack Snyder behind everything again, and just make this, because they try to fast track everything, and then when it wasn't how Marvel was doing, they're like, oh well, we can't do that again. Like, no, you did this to yourselves. You shot yourselves in the foot, and now they're
Look, Marvel gave them a roadmap to follow. Create one big universe, interlock everything.
take your time.
Take the time, put the effort in. It's not going to be immediate satisfaction, but then they yell at us for wanting instant gratification anyway, so I don't know what their
I
problem
think
is.
everything went wrong when Heath Ledger died. That's when everything went wrong. And then they couldn't rely on him ever again.
Wow.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Come on. They're like, no.
See? This is why
Yeah,
we
this is
brought
why
her
we
on.
need. This is why we need another person on the show.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Chris, next one.
Yes, so mine is for white people.
Ah.
If you're already offended, good.
Period.
Yeah, so white people, stop centering your quote-unquote anti-racism around yourselves.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, racism sucks, and I understand you're trying to be an ally, but when you're talking over people that it
Yeah.
directly affects,
Ooh, yeah.
when you're not listening to the stories, when you're not accepting truth, when you say, well, you're not doing it the right way, let me show you how to do it.
Mm.
Whether you're meaning to be racist or not, your anti-racism is coming off as racism. So stop that.
Have you seen all the TikToks of like somebody will
Yes.
yes. I don't really need to go into further explanation, but yeah. And then people in the comments will be like, that's racist. And then everybody else is like, dude, you're literally what?
What?
One of my favorite TikToks that I saw recently is this guy was like, you know what? Every time somebody gets mad at me for pointing out racism in something that is racist, I'm going to make something that isn't racist. Oh, you don't understand why I can't just walk away from the police? All right, now come on, Eileen is racist. Enjoy your wedding.
Oh, man.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
become a problem.
there you go.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, Harley.
So mine would be that people of the United States, this is more specified to us than just the world because I can't speak for different cultures, but I know what's going on here. Be more considerate. Jesus Christ.
Bro, for
Like,
real.
no, genuinely, because they always want to be like, people are being too sensitive, da-da-da-da. But no, people are just standing up because they're tired of your freaking BS and you saying these things, and people just don't want to deal with that anymore.
Looking at you, Ben Shapiro.
Ooh. Oh, no, we're on that side of podcast.
Yes. That was good.
Ding dong.
He doesn't care about our podcast.
Did you just do the first dig dog?
No, she did it a minute ago, and she.
Oh, did she?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like you don't know either.
I don't.
Like it just comes out.
It's part of your everyday vocabulary. You just don't know when it comes
Yeah,
out anymore.
no,
Like a tick.
That's a good point, Harley. That's a good point.
Thank you. I try.
All right. Okay, so as a person who has now recently become more part of the left side of this political spectrum, this is to all of us, the Democrats in power. Keep your promises. Get your shit together. The United States Congress just passed, the government passed the new military spending, and it's a record high. It was like 700 and something.
Yeah, it's
billion.
higher than when we were actually in an active war.
Right.
Are you
in
serious?
2 active wars.
Yeah. And so both Democrats and Republicans, everyone across the board was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I'm just like,
Why?
yeah. I'm just done. I'm just done.
That is bonkers.
It's like look, I understand if we want to be fiscally responsible, I get it. I'm 1000%. This is not.
That's
that.
not it.
This is
No.
not it.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, my resolution is for Dems to get their stuff together because I'm just done with it.
Yeah, because they're definitely Republicans in sheep's clothing. But that's a.
I mean, honestly, it's not even just that. It's just people want power and people want money and people want the income that's coming from people who are funding more war, profiting off of war and profiting off of military.
There's a reason they're called profiteers.
Oof. Good job.
All right. So my next one then is gentle parents. Do research on different children's personalities.
Yes.
It's like Janelle and I are gentle parenting. We're,
It's hard.
empowering the child to figure out their own way in the world, kind of coming up with new ways to parent rather than, anytime the child misbehaves to spank them or whatever have you.
Yeah.
Right.
But a lot of gentle parents or people that try to say they're gentle parenting don't understand that what works for one kid doesn't work for every kid.
Yeah.
Every kid is different. And if your little toddler terrorist is screaming in the middle of Target and I just hear you saying, Asher, 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 Asher. We talked about this. Asher, Asher, Asher. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating that you hit your kid, but find what works for your child.
Right. Yeah.
Like we have to do that with Ellie. She has meltdowns too all the time, like in the middle of a store or something. But we figure out what works for her.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. Not every kid is the same. And even like in the same family, your oldest son may not be the same as your youngest son.
No,
or
absolutely.
whatever have you. There's different ways of gentle parenting, and gentle parenting is figuring that out.
Right.
So do
See.
that. Do better.
That's good. As
Good
someone
stuff.
with no children, that's very good insight for maybe the future. We'll see if we'll make
you
it that
have
far.
Children.
Yeah. Okay. So mine is, wow, these are really kind of like all political, but I'm not going to say sorry for it.
Good.
Minimum wage increase.
Yes.
The world is getting more expensive. How do you expect people to live and like exist when everything is like over the price of what they're receiving in income? That's just not logically and realistically, that doesn't make sense. Like I just don't. So yeah, I'm angry.
Like
I'm mad
literally
about it.
every other developed country in the world has this figured out other than us.
Yeah. And like when it started to become, because I remember like growing up, like, oh, Texas was the cheap place to live. It's not that anymore.
No, it's not.
And that freaks me out real bad.
That's because Californians keep moving here.
Ooh, no, everybody, not even just California, everybody and their mom.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Now here's the thing, because I know someone if you're still here, if you're still listening to this podcast, you're like, oh well, that's not what minimum wage was supposed to be. No, literally, go look up FDR. He's the one who started it, and look at what he said. It was for livable wages.
Yes,
Yeah.
minimum wage was supposed to be so that
People
one
could
person
live.
working a
Look it up.
minimum wage job could afford to purchase a home, live, pay their bills sustainably.
And that is
Working 40 hours a week.
crazy to
That
me
should be everything.
that it used to function like that.
We were there.
It's insane
Yeah.
that people could just like work at McDonald's and buy a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you,
now you work at McDonald's, you can't even buy like
An
used
apartment.
car.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it was really funny. Our founding pastors at Grace, when we were going there, I remember hearing his story about how he started the church, and he and his family moved to Oklahoma to go to school there. And his wife was just, if I'm not mistaken, was just stay at home taking care of the kids, and he was doing both school and and working and able to do that, like provide for his family and go to school at the same time. Like, how in the world does anyone do that? It was because it was cheaper back then to both go to school and also provide for your family.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I saw a chart recently that was like, in order to work 40 hours a week and be able to afford college, we would have to be making $30 per hour. Or in order to pay what we would have been paying if college tuition had stayed the same, college tuition should be $11,000 for a 4-year degree.
Right. Wow.
That's like one semester.
Yeah.
now.
That's like my books.
Not even.
Yeah. Like, it's insane.
And I remember I'll talk to some of my like supervisors at the library or whatever, and they would say how like maybe 1 credit hour for like a course was like $90, $60. And you're telling me that's like only like $120 for like a whole class for a semester?
Yeah.
And I'm paying like $3,000.
Yeah. It's bonkers.
Insane.
All right.
To
Last
use your
one. So
word.
we got to do this quickly. I know we don't. It's our podcast. We do whatever we want.
Hell yeah.
Last one. This is for all of my friendly conservative Christians out there. And there was actually, I had a conversation with someone the other day on Facebook because that's where all these conversations happen.
Oh, yeah.
There are plenty of conservative Christians that I love and adore who are great people and who think very well for themselves. It just doesn't seem to be the majority these days. So that being said, conservative Christians, and this is coming from one who, this is how I come landing on this part of the political and theological spectrum of things, read more. Just read more things.
Yeah.
It sounds silly.
From different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you can't
Yes.
read, if you're like Chris, where you don't like to read books, listen to podcasts, listen to
Get an
audiobooks.
audiobook.
Yeah.
Or even YouTube videos too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
YouTube is free.
Yeah. It is remarkable to me how people will choose not to read or not to try to learn things.
Yeah.
And they just stay in their own little bubble. And it's just mind-boggling to me because I'm like, why do you not want to know at least understand the other side of this?
Ignorance is bliss. They're
is.
comfortable where they are.
It's remarkable to me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I said at the beginning before I said this, like there are some people out there who I do still love and adore who are conservative Christians that do read and do at least understand, all there is about these things. But guys, we gotta get our stuff together. We gotta read more. We gotta know more and at least understand why people are, making a big deal out of these big topic issues. And so
It also makes them uncomfortable.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable.
There is a scene at the end of the movie Dodgeball when Ben Stiller has given up on being the fit guy and he's fat and he's eating his bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't make me think. I just want to be entertained."
Yes.
Like, that is absolutely where we are right now as a country.
And let me say this too, like this isn't just for conservative Christians. It is for everyone involved because there are just as many empty-minded people on the left as there are on the right.
Yeah.
But in light of a lot of recent events, I will say, and because I've come from that side of the spectrum, guys, we need to get our stuff together. Chris.
Yeah.
All right, so my last one. This is to people that own homes, whether you are a new homeowner or you've owned a home for a long time. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Be nicer to Amazon people, mail people, trash truck people, wave
Service
at them,
workers.
all of that stuff.
you've been seeing a lot of
But,
event videos from
um,
doorbells?
Yeah. But be nicer to like door-to-door salespeople too.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you don't want what they're buying, don't buy it, or what they're selling, don't buy it.
Or put like a no soliciting thing up if you're really that down and out about it.
Yeah, just like put a sign up that says, "Hey, we don't want your stuff. Sorry about it," and move on. Like,
Like we're not Mormons.
I'm
okay?
I'm not a door-to-door sales guy, technically speaking, but I go to homes to do my job, and that is my job, is selling security systems. Some people are cool,
yeah.
but the overwhelming majority of people are really mean
Yeah.
for no real reason. Like, I'll knock on the door. There's no soliciting sign, no reason to not talk to these people. It's a service that we provide, and I've been threatened with violence. I've had guns pulled on me. I've had people cuss me out. Like, as they open the door, I'm like, "Bro,
Yeah.
I just got here. You can say no."
What's funny to me is they treat it as more of a conspiracy than they do like anything else.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, "You're trying to sell me aliens and this, that, and the other."
Sir,
And they're
I do
so
security.
mad.
If you don't want it,
Yes.
just say no.
Just say no.
I'll move on. Like, I don't want to
This
waste.
is wasting my time.
I don't want to waste my time either. Like, if
Yeah.
you don't want it, I'll just go.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Harley, wrap this up.
Alrighty, my last but certainly not least thing.
Got pretty political today.
It did. Student debt. I don't
Cancel
want
it.
it. I just get rid of it.
Cancel it.
It's all made up anyways. Money's not real.
Joe Biden could cancel it all with an executive order.
He could, and please.
And for all the people out saying, like, well, someone's got to pay for it, all I got to say is the military spending bill. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Also, no, they don't.
Oh, well, yeah,
Nobody
I know.
has to pay for it.
Also, because the concept of debt just dies with you, and it just marinates there forever.
No, they pass it on to your children.
Since when?
Yeah,
Recently.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Especially student debt.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like, that's why life
Get rid
insurance
of it!
policies are so big, because if somebody, like, let's say for sake of argument, if Janelle has like $40,000 worth of student loans and she dies, I have to pay her student loans,
Yep.
Whoa.
which is why life insurance is so important, because that's the money that I would use to pay her student loans.
But then
Shoot, I
it's
need
like,
that.
where does that money come from?
From everybody else that's paying life insurance premiums that didn't die.
No, that's
Yeah, that's how insurance
none of
works.
it makes sense. None of it makes
No,
sense.
it does not. We need a whole economic overhaul,
I'm tired of
Amen.
this,
starting with the
Grandpa.
military budget. That's too damn bad. That's exactly what's happening in America.
Yep.
All of millennials and Gen Z are like, we're tired of this, Grandpa. And Biden's like, that's too damn bad.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
So bad.
All right, we're moving on. Last thing before we wrap this segment up, 2022. What are we looking forward to? Let's really end this in a positive, manner. What are we looking forward to in 2022, Chris? What you
I
got?
am looking forward to going on vacation with my family.
Come on.
Yay.
We're planning a trip to Honduras and
Oh,
or Disney,
amazing.
and hopefully, with any luck at work, both. That would be
Nice.
lovely. I'm looking forward to a lot of the movies coming out this
Yeah.
year,
Mhm.
which Black Panther 2. That's what I'm
yeah.
most pumped for.
Yes.
But like all of the movies coming out this year, mostly Marvel movies, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of really cool like Netflix
Black Adam.
ones. Black Adam's going to be pretty cool, I think,
Yeah.
if they do it right. There's like live action Netflix shows that are supposed to be pretty good. I was disappointed by Cowboy Bebop, but we'll see what happens with Avatar and all that stuff.
Oh.
There's like a bunch of TikTok creators that are like putting out new content, and like they're planning movies and screenplays and like musicals and stuff. There's one where this guy's working on like an Odyssey musical. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Cool.
So all that kind
Whoa.
of stuff is coming out. And then Tyler's graduating this
Hey.
year from high school. I'm pretty
Yay.
pumped about that.
Yeah.
As long as, he keeps his head on straight and keeps doing what he's doing.
He's
He's
almost
graduating
there.
this
Oh,
year.
nice.
He's got
He's
it.
a senior. He's on his last semester of high school public education. I'm
Heck
pumped
yeah.
for him.
Nice.
Nice.
Very cool. Harley?
Jumping off graduating, I should be graduating college.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Get that degree, girl.
4 years of, let me not say that, I'm still in school. But yeah, let me get
4
this.
yeers of school is
school.
what it is.
Let me get this degree first, and then we'll talk. But yeah, that's gonna be first gen in my family.
Nice.
Get it.
I have a 4-year degree. That'll be really cool.
What's your degree in?
History.
Yeah.
So I know all of the tomfoolery, all of it,
Quite literally.
all of it. Then let's see. I'm really excited to keep working on the pod. That's gonna be so fun.
I'm pretty pumped to have you here.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
really.
it's gonna be
This is
fun.
already nice.
Yeah.
This,
is.
this feels
I
correct.
like this dynamic. It feels good.
Yeah.
Meshes.
Yeah. We all share one collective brain cell as we're doing this, so it's pretty nice.
No, with Tim here, we have 2.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And then Harry Styles, Marvel actor.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Is
What?
that supposed to be
What?
happening this year? Hopefully.
Who knows?
I need it. I
He
need
did.
it
He
right
did
now.
well in was it Dunkirk?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he was really good. in
He did
Dunkirk.
really well. in
Super
Dunkirk.
good.
I think he could do it.
Yeah,
I
It just
really hope
depends
so.
on which character they cast him as.
Wait, do you not know?
I don't. I just knew he was going to be in the Marvel universe.
Harley and I know.
I didn't. No, I didn't read the article. I just saw the thing.
You didn't
like,
watch the after. You didn't watch Eternals.
No.
I haven't
Holy
seen Eternals. I have to wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. Because let me tell you why. Because Tyler's girlfriend, who works at the movie theater, did not invite me to see the Eternals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Harley and I
Oh
know.
my gosh!
I could have paid to go see the movie, but I didn't want to.
Wow. But yeah, Harry Styles.
Yeah.
That's gonna be real
Well, I'm
Who's
not
he
going to
gonna
spoil
be?
it for you.
Who's he gonna be?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Just tell me the character.
No.
No, don't worry about
Tell
it.
me the freaking character.
No, we're
I'm
moving
gonna
on.
Google it. I'm googling it right
All
now.
right, my last thing, Doctor Strange 2. I'm looking forward to that because I think it's going to be really bonkers
Yeah.
and crazy. And if it's anything like how What If was, I think it's going to just it's going to be
Oh.
mind-bending, crazy, awesome. Next up, Ari is going to be starting school next fall, so really pumped about that. She is just a social butterfly and she loves people, and so yeah.
So one of our young ladies is leaving school. Another one is joining school.
Wow. What a concept.
And then I'm also looking forward to all the guests that we're going to have on the pod.
Yes.
Because I've already been talking to a few. Some are like confirmed yes, and some are like in the wind or in the conversations. But either way, I know we're going to have a lot, and it's going to be really great. And so
More perspectives.
more perspectives. That's
Love
right.
that. That's so cool.
All right, Chris,
Did
ready to
you
move
find
on?
out? Did you find out who he is?
Are you really looking it up?
He is.
Yeah.
I might as
Oh,
well
he's gonna be Eros.
Oh man, I should have told you.
Do you even
You
know who
should
that
have just
is?
told me. Yeah, Thanos' brother.
Okay, good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. No, I
He knows enough.
I know comics.
I know comics.
If there's one thing I know in this world, if there's one thing I know in this world, it's nerd culture.
That's true. All right, I think we have saved the world, Harley. What do you think?
I think we're getting there.
All right,
I think
We're,
we're on the
definitely on our way.
we're in the
on the right
works.
track.
All
Yeah.
right.
First, we have to reform the government, but we'll get back to you guys.
We'll do our best. All that being said, I think it's time for us to head to another break. So stick around. We'll be back. We'll do some more things. We'll talk about more stuff. I think we got some questions coming up.
Yes, let's do it.
Welcome back to the Always More podcast, where we believe that at 3 a.m. you can have the same fun conversations that you are at 5 p.m.
Wow.
I mean, that's what we're doing.
I mean,
This is a conversation that I would have at 3 a.m. with my best friends,
Yeah.
and we're just inviting you guys in to hear it.
that's a good point.
That's really good, actually. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
So we're going to jump right on into our
Let's
next
do
segment, save some time, get into these fan questions. So
Yes.
earlier on our Instagrams and social medias and TikToks and
Instagrams.
on the Facebook, we asked for you guys to ask some questions specifically for Harley. But, you know, since she's a woman, as a man, I feel like I can answer these questions
Holy
for her.
shit, dude.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
He's lying.
No,
All
I'm
men
not.
do is lie.
Basically, yeah. So these are some questions for Harley from some of our loyal listeners.
Yay.
Or not even loyal listeners, just people that saw the post and decided to ask
From what I can
questions.
tell, they're all great people.
Yes, I think they are.
Except for you.
Oh, I know about Aaron, though.
You know who you are.
Aaron, we'll talk about you later. All right, let's get into it. Shane asked Harley, what is your favorite sandwich? And let's just get out of the way. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite sandwich? Whoa, that wasn't even a word. Sandwich? Probably grilled cheese.
Ooh.
Got keep it safe.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I can even put 3 cheeses on there, that's even better. I like mine with tomato soup.
Nice.
Simple but effective. I also really like
Classic.
what's that one? The French dip. Is that what those are called?
The French dip sandwich?
Yeah, where you can
Oh, with
dip
the au
'em.
jus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
It's like a roast beef sandwich. But
Yeah.
it comes with
Like the
it's on
sauce?
French bread. It comes with, I think, like horseradish sauce, and you can dip it in
It's pretty
au
good.
jus, which is basically just beef
I don't know if I've ever tried it,
broth.
but I'm down.
Try it at McAllister's or I think
That's
Panera.
what I get at McAllister's,
Yeah.
is that.
It's so good.
Noted.
12 out of 10. And then my favorite Disney movie, I would have to say, I like Moana or is it Raya?
Raya.
Raya and the
Mm.
Last Dragon.
I haven't watched that yet. I need
That
to.
is really good movie. Really, really good.
It was really good. Didn't have the musical aspect I usually like from Disney movies, but it was still really good.
Cool.
Sometimes it's overdue. I mean, it's like over.
Oh,
What
too
am I
much
trying to-
music?
Overkill.
Yeah, overkill. So it's
The
nice to
music.
have one that doesn't have that.
Gotcha.
So.
All right, since Chris is doing something over there, Jess asked, how can I be more like you?
That's you don't want to do that. You can have a mental illness.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, no. She said it.
but I don't know. That's
What makes you you? What do you like to do?
I think I'm very much go with the flow. try to, contrary to what I previously said about mental illnesses. Whoa, that wasn't even English. I try to find the good stuff
There you go.
in life. And I
Yeah.
think that's really important because it's so easy to focus on the negative and just let it eat you alive. But I want to make an effort to focus more on the good stuff because I feel like that makes me a happy little bean.
Mm.
I like that.
So,
That's the Harley I know.
yeah.
All right.
So, whop, whop. And then make random noises all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
All right. So next question comes from Claudia.
Woo.
She asked, what are your favorite conspiracy theories? Do you believe in parallel universes? And what is your stance on the relationship versus religion? I want
Man.
an answer to all three of those questions, 20 words or less. Go.
Oh, boy. Okay, favorite conspiracy theories is aliens, which the government confirmed actually do exist, and then UFOs are real.
And we still did nothing about
I
it.
know.
We didn't. We just
We're
said,
just
okay.
sitting on this right now.
And then we were all like, when was it that we were supposed to storm Area 51?
2020.
Yeah, that was crazy.
There were like 60 people.
Yeah.
That was it.
And they were like, hey.
They had a
I
party.
think Kevin just ran across you. You do the, what do you call it?
The Naruto run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like aliens. I think there's no way we're the only ones.
No.
That doesn't logically make sense. Other conspiracies, oh my gosh, my brain is going flat. Yep.
Parallel universes.
Oh, they do exist.
I,
There's no way, because there's times where I'll like do something and then I'll be like, wait a minute, did I just do that? Or I'll be like, or like something else will occur, or like somebody's talking about a memory that happened, and I'm like, that was definitely parallel universe,
Like the
Harley.
Mandela effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Berenstein Bears.
Yeah. Versus
not-
the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah.
Bernstein Bears.
And
yeah.
it's like stain or whatever it is on the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Mm.
Hate that. Sorry, people who created that, but it's real bad.
Bernstein.
Bernstein.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are. And then
what is your stance on relationship versus religion?
I'm not sure what that question is asking.
So a lot of evangelicals nowadays will say, "Oh, I'm not religious. I have a relationship with Jesus," but then they still suck. Sorry. Some people that say that are really great. Truthfully.
But
It's
some
just
people
like-
are not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so do you think that that's an actual thing, relationship versus religion?
Yes, because religion is a lot of people who are like living by the book, and it's those same people who are trying to be like, oh, it's about the relationship. But in reality, they're like, if you don't do this, that, and the other, then you're not really a follower of God, blah, blah, blah. But I think when you know like your relationship with God, then you're like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I'm going to want to do, okay? Period, and that's that. They told me, that's what we're doing, to love him, them, her. This is so
You
hard.
can say
Pick one.
her.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Yes. And to love my neighbor. And that's what the frick I'm going to do. Okay, period.
Yeah. Love God, love your neighbor. That's it.
Yep.
Boom. That
Easy as that.
should be that easy.
Chris, keep going.
All right. Destiny asked, has being on/hosting a podcast something you've always thought about doing?
Yes. Actually, last year, I really wanted to start a podcast, but then 2021 was a year. And so that never happened. But now I'm on one, and that's so freaking cool.
Snatched you up before you started your own and become way more successful without us.
That would not have happened, I promise
So
you.
what you're saying is that we're definitely holding her back.
No, she's just pulling us along on the ride.
It's like a little train, and I am the conductor.
The locomotive.
Yes, and they are
The caboose.
the caboose.
Exactly it.
Yeah. We are definitely the caboose.
1000%. Okay.
awesome.
Aaron asked, how many apples can you fit in one hand and how many lemons can you fit in the other?
Jesus Christ, what kind of question? I'm
Aaron,
gonna say,
dude. I love you, dude.
let me. Okay, so probably in my right hand, I think I could fit 3 average-sized apples, and I'm talking Granny Smiths, so the tiny green ones. And then in my left hand, I think I could fit. I carry lemons a lot, or like limes because of my job, because I'm a bartender. Woot woot. So I'm gonna say at least 6.
Wow, it's impressive.
Thank you.
Chris, when you thought of this question in your head, where did the apples go? Your left hand or your right hand?
Oh, apples go in the left hand.
That's what I thought too.
Really?
I was interested because when you said that, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I always thought apples would be on the left.
Yeah. So
Why?
I don't
because
know.
in my left hand, I know I can carry less fruit. So if I'm carrying more more lemons, because I used to also work at a bar.
Right.
So, like, I know I can carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can carry 9 lemons in my right hand. I can only carry like 6 or 7 in my left.
As I'm saying, like 3 and 5.
Oh, so by the way, guys, for you guys not watching, Harley was saying the apples were in her right hand.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. I was like, I don't know why. That's maybe, guys, you let us know. Where would you hold the apples? In
I
your
just
left
feel
hand
like
or your right
because
hand?
my right hand, I can do so much more because I'm right hand dominant. So if I'm holding bigger things, I could probably fit more.
I mean, that makes sense.
So therefore, if I carry smaller things in my left
But
hand,
is the size difference in the fruit enough to give you extra fruit?
But with
Probably
more,
not.
But
If
with
you-
more
if
fruit,
you
it
can
creates
carry-
less balance. So
if you
don't
can
you have the
carry-
hand that has better balance
Yes.
with more fruit?
But like if you can carry 3 apples in your left hand, do you think the difference between your left and right is
No, 'cause I could
enough
probably-
to carry 4 apples in your right?
but my brain is short circuiting. I think I could probably only carry
This
like
question brought so
2
much more
apples.
discussion than I
Aaron,
think we
what a
wanted it
question,
to.
dude. I'm sorry I doubted you.
I think I could probably only carry like 2 apples in my left hand. So if I could have the advantage of carrying 3 in my right, why would I not take that? You know?
So
Yeah.
so the question becomes the efficiency of how many fruit you think you can hold total.
Oh,
Is that what we're? Is that
maybe
where,
like 8.
I would
Fruit.
think so, but
Fruit.
I don't know.
But then
for sure.
I know I could also carry more lemons in my right hand than my left hand. But I'm willing to risk it for the sake of carrying more apples in
risk
my right.
it for the biscuit.
Yes.
There you go.
So
All right.
Wow, what a
next
question.
that is a
Next
interesting
question.
question.
That one will come from Sylvia, who asked, "What's something you figure you're better at than 90% of people?"
And we didn't write this in there, but she said something along the lines of like, you don't have to be like an expert or whatever, but what do you feel like? You know, it could be anything general. Like it doesn't have to be anything too specific.
Sounds and accents and mimicking people.
Really?
I do it all the time. All the time.
On purpose?
No. It just comes out.
It just
like
happens?
the British accent or like the ding dong. Like it just happens. And I can't control it. I've been saying, the TikTok sound that's like, oi, ha.
Oh yeah.
I've been saying
With
that
the
all the
echo?
time. Yeah. I just do it. And I don't know I maybe know one other person who does that, but I do it frequently. And the other person is my brother. So
It's a family trait.
yeah, we like feed off each other.
I know one other person, and they are way worse off mentally than I am, so it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is.
What is y'all's?
Ooh.
Historical facts, I guess. I mean, that's
You would think as a history major I'd be better at it, but I'm not.
like I'm good at. I've always been good even without history, like just knowing random stuff. Like because I would always read like these scientific books with random facts and stats and stuff, and so that's always been a thing of mine where I like to know these random things.
Yeah.
So probably that.
But like I know this and you don't.
Yeah. Oh, and I was
Loser.
definitely bad at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think mine would be BSing.
Oh,
Like-
1,000%.
I'm
1,000%.
I'm so good, and a lot of people get upset by that, but it's an actual skill. Like it's a genuine skill.
Oh, it's
that
an annoying
requires
skill, for sure.
practice. Like you have to practice on it. You have to work on it. But I can, like, there is not one topic that you could give me that I can't speak on for at least 10 minutes. Whether I'm right or wrong is irrelevant.
The fact that you could just pull something out of your ass and run with it is
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. And, the other thing that really bothers me about that is there are a lot of times when I actually do know what I'm talking about.
And no one knows because you're doing this little
It's the
cry
same
wolf
confidence. Yeah, it's the same,
same
confidence as when I'm
confidence.
BSing. So people are like,
You don't actually
it-
know that.
thing. Yeah.
I'm like, no, Google it. Which is also something I say when I'm BSing because I know they're not going to Google it. They're just going to not call me on my stuff.
That's such an interesting, like, kind of reverse psychology thing you got going on, and I love that.
Look,
I'm all
I
here for
say
it.
the same things. I do the same things, whether I'm lying or telling the truth. So nobody ever knows.
Google it.
And it bothers me that nobody knows. But why would they know?
Yeah.
I think that stems
That's
from
my
some
skill.
form of
Oh,
narcissistic
100%.
and manipulation in your
Survival.
childhood. Yeah.
Yeah. Surviving that type of stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Wow. We need to have
I could
a
even tell you-
whole thing on that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after this podcast.
Yeah. 12 at
Chris,
a time.
who are these questions from? You put these in as we were talking.
So it's from our Instagram. The name is stay.cool.
Oh, Lanaya.
Lanaya.
Lanaya. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't know who that is.
Okay.
That is not a
one of my
connection that I've
besties.
made.
You know Luna. You've met her.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
I have. I didn't open the profile to look at who it was. I just saw the name, and the
Oh, okay,
picture's like
okay.
really tiny because it's on a phone.
Gotcha.
It's
gotcha.
okay.
I'm like,
Okay, Lanaya asks, do you believe in horoscopes?
I do, absolutely. I think the stars, the universe, everything has a reason and a rhyme. And if you don't take that into consideration, then you're just ignorant and you're not willing to open your brain.
All right.
Goobers.
Fair enough.
so it's safe to say this will be an episode in the future.
Absolutely.
All right, you're
All right.
leading that one.
We're going to save it
And-
for cancer season this summer.
And that is a horoscope.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. 'Cause
Oh, boy. Oh,
It
no.
is not a time when people just get cancer, Tim.
I didn't know.
Oh.
Clarifying.
Wow. All right.
And
Or Gemini. Maybe we'll save it for Gemini.
she also asked, what celebrities do you believe represent your emotions? That's a good question.
Oh, that's like the TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wait. Y'all go first.
I don't know what's
I'm
going
not,
on.
I'm not prepared for it.
Okay.
I can give you one person that just give one. Like I think she's asking who do you think like one person best like you can like resemble or like people could go like okay that's Harley in a nutshell.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I can't think.
I can't think of a thing.
Chris, who am I?
Ted.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
Lasso?
not.
no,
Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother, but not the actual
Oh.
actor.
no.
But
the
the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
I
who
think
mine would be.
during a manic episode, mine would be Jim Carrey, but I don't know who my other
Wow, this is really spot on.
my
actually.
other
That's pretty good.
personalities traits would be. Because I'm not always manic, but when I am, it's definitely Jim Carrey level.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. Actually, I like that. That fits.
I don't know how to label myself, so I don't know.
That's a fun question.
It is. You might have to think about that and come back with it next week.
Yeah, that's making my brain short circuit.
Or we'll end the episode and then edit it in when she
Yeah.
figures it out.
It's this. That's it.
At the end. Post-credit scene, like Marvel.
I figured it out.
Okay, so that was all the questions, but we want to let you guys know there's a new thing. This is season 2, bringing in new things, not just a new
Yes.
host. But we
All the new stuff.
we have a hotline now, a
Yeah.
voicemail hotline.
Hotline.
And so if you want to leave a voicemail and we'll play it on the pod, you can do that now.
Yeah, so that means Gen Z people, you don't have to be afraid of somebody answering on the other end. You can just say it and hang
It
up.
is literally a voicemail that we will check maybe once a week.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, so you won't. It's not like you're calling a person.
right.
we will not answer, I promise.
Yeah,
You don't have
I
to
won't
talk to
answer.
us.
That's for damn sure.
So if you would,
I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've ignored like 6 phone calls while we're recording this. Like every time I'm just pep, pep.
Bep, bep.
so if you would like to leave a voicemail question or comment or thought or whatever, the number is 254-218-4042.
Say it
Once
again.
again, that's 254-218-4042.
You sound like one of those.
Oh yeah, he did it on purpose.
The what are those called?
Infomercials.
Infomercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely do that. Also bear in mind, if you call and leave mean comments, I will cry.
Instantly.
I'll be sure to listen to him first, so that way I'll be the
Tim's
same
Tim is
Sorry.
like trigger warning.
Skip the second message, but everything else is fine. That one came from
Oh
Aaron.
man,
Aaron, if you can seriously leave more questions like that
dude, whatever you did, that was
and
that
just
was,
make us like glitch a little bit, that was pretty good.
I like that.
I like the perception of which fruit goes in what hand.
All right, so going back to it, it's like when you get a mason jar and you put golf balls in it, it's full, but then you can pour like sand into it, and it's more full. Like the less size, the
Yeah.
more you can carry.
yeah.
So you would be able to carry more of the smaller object in your
Dominant hand.
dominant hand.
Yeah, it's a mind thing. Yeah,
I think the bigger thing should go in my dominant hand,
I think the thing that requires more balance should go in your dominant hand.
which is the bigger thing. The
No,
apple.
it would be the smaller because there's
smaller.
more of them.
No. And I live by that.
All right, so
This is
after
the
this
hill.
podcast,
This is the hill I'm gonna die on. Okay.
after the podcast, we're gonna go buy some apples and lemons, and we're gonna try it out.
And we're
Yeah.
gonna put it on TikTok or something.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right, let's end the show. Final thoughts.
Wow.
There is always more than this.
My final thoughts are that 2021 was hard. It was
ass.
bad,
Like just
It sucked.
real bad.
but there is always a bright, beautiful tomorrow.
Yeah.
and it's shining for the world to see. So we can do our best to make it a better day. Do our best to make it a better year. It was not me, it was Walt Disney.
I was about to say,
There's
that's
a great,
giving.
big, beautiful tomorrow.
I was like Mr. Rogers type beat.
Very similar. It's the Carousel of Progress at Disney World. So,
wow.
but I think if we all do our best, we can make this year a lot better.
Amen.
And it starts with overthrowing the government.
Yes. See you on what is the day?
Today, the episode releases on the 12th.
Well,
So
I was going to make
You
a
can't
joke
say
about the
you can't say
6th.
6th. On the anniversary of the 6th.
What is today, actually? Oh, the 4th.
The 4th.
Harley, do you want to end this or do you want me to end it?
I think I want to end this.
All right. Well, then for me, I will say I agree with Chris. And in case you don't know, you are worth being here.
Yeah.
So in case you needed to hear that, you are not a burden. You are loved and you are wanted. So in case you didn't know that, you now know. So we always hope that this podcast will bring a light. We might talk about heavy things every once in a while and joke and whatever, but it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on. Doesn't matter who you are, how you identify, race, gender, sex, whatever. We love you. We care about you. You are wanted and needed in this world.
Absolutely. Yeah. I guess then I'll just wrap that up by saying, let's get this shit, bro. Like, new year, new us. Yep. Anyways.
There you go. That's it.
That's it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So this is the button we're going to press now.
Can you not tell me how to do my job?
Did you know?
No.
Guys, we're thankful for y'all listening and being here with us, and we're really grateful. Spotify has this new feature that allows you to rate the pod, so please leave us a 5-star review, both on Spotify and anything else if you like the pod. And if you don't like the pod, please don't leave a review or rating. Just have a wonderful day and go about your business and whatever. But I think that's it. That's it. That's all
I've got.
Guys, thank you all for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Yay!
Thank you for listening to the Always More podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, share, like, and rate on whatever your platform of preference is. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Always More Pod and ask your question using hashtag AskChrisAndTim. If you'd like to support the podcast and feed into Chris and Tim's caffeine addiction, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/alwaysmorepod. For further information and to contact Chris or Tim, you can email them at alwaysmorepodcast@gmail.com.